This story begins in future, where world has completely destroyed, and survivors live in the massive robotic cities. These robotic cities are similar to vehicles. Here we observe a giant moving city named London City. London City's commander Valentine commands his staff and asks them to capture a small city to snatch its resources. And London City starts chasing that small city. There was also a mysterious girl on that small city. Being speedy, London City captures the small city, and the metal parts of this engine are broken down and thrown into a furnace. This furnace is the power source of London City, which causes the movement of city. Small city people are also captured. Valentine comes among them. He assures them that, "You all will be kept as citizens of London City." Here we meet a character Tom, who is fond of the collection of ancient things, and he is also have expertise in history and technology. Valentine's daughter meets Tom. She wants to know the cause of our world's eradication. Tom tells, its root cause was Medusa, which was a quantum weapon. This quantum weapon had destroyed the whole world within 60 minutes. And leaving the old life, the survivors made the big engines as our London City where we live. But there are also some people who are living a traditional life and are against the mortal engines. Now Tom starts finding some useful things in the remained parts of small city. Valentine also reaches there and appreciates Tom for his work. Now we see the same mystery girl. She moves to Valentine and suddenly stabs her knife to Valentine. She says to him, "It was the avenge of my mother. My name is Hester Shaw." Hearing this name, Valentine comes in stress. Meanwhile, Tom tries to stop that girl, but that girl begins to run. Tom and Valentine start chasing that girl. While running, that girl is slipped and nearly to fall at a place. But Tom quickly catches her hand and saves her from fall, and this girl tells to Tom, "Valentine is not as such as he seems, but a cruel person. He has murdered my mother." Saying it, she parts her hand and falls into that big well, where all trash drains outside. Meanwhile, Valentine also reaches there. Tom tells Valentine about the conversation of that girl with him. Hearing it, Valentine again comes in stress and push Tom into the same narrow well. Then Valentine's daughters comes here and asks about Tom. Valentine dramatizes that Tom and that girl fell into the well while quarreling each other. At the same time, his daughter catches the sight of Tom's friend, suspecting him as he is a witness. In next scene, Valentine sends a jet to confirm either Tom and that girl are alive or dead, but that jet cannot find anyone, because they are hidden on Mountain's peak. Hester threatens Tom, showing her knife, and says, "I could kill Valentine if you had not stopped me." Hester is nearly to leave, but Tom stops her and asks for help. He says, "I have spent my whole life in London City, and returning back I want to reveal Valentine's secret and reality before everyone." Hester agrees with him. We see Valentine, who was working on his secret weapon project, and he uses fusion cells for energy source. The whole project was kept secret by Valentine, even his senior is unaware of it. But Hester Shaw is a big hindrance for him that he could not deny. Valentine's teammate advises him to meet with the prisoner, who was trapped in mid of the sea. He is a beast who always takes the name of Hester Shaw, and he wants to kill her. Valentine immediately goes to meet that beast. His green eyes prevail horror. Valentine attacks on that cage and beast got freed from there. Scene shifts. Hester and Tom eat some bread, and they fall asleep. Hester is awakened hearing the sounds of mortal engines. She observes Tom is asking help from some engines. Tom was unaware that these are hunter cities that victimize the people by capturing them, but a centipede-like city saves their lives, and their saviors are appearing to be good humans. On the other side, Valentine's daughter thinks her father's life is in danger, so she meets the friend of Tom. He is the same friend who was the eyewitness of happening with Tom and that girl. Tom's friend tells her, "He was your father who pushed Tom into that trash well." Tom's friend also tells that your father is making a secret weapon through which he will attack on those cities who don't live in mortal engines, and he want to break the boundaries of that cities, because he believes that those cities have weapons, fuel and food. Knowing it, Valentine's daughter got disappointed. We see Hester and Tom again. They notice that their helper were taking them in wrong direction. Suspecting it, they open the secret door of engine and think to jump. But Hester could not jump because of her wounded leg, and Tom had started to feel for Hester. so he also does not jump. Now their helpers bring them at a place where alive people are bargained. It means they are sold. There begins a bid for Hester Shaw, and a random person is about to buy her. At the same time, the most wanted criminal of London City named Anna Fong comes there. Basically, Anna is against the Valentine and London City's policies, so they declare her as most wanted. Anna comes here to save Hester Shaw. Meanwhile, that Beast also approaches there. But here we come to know that Hester already knows that Beast very well. Anna hardly saves both of them from that Beast and moves ahead sitting in her jet. In the jet journey, Anna asks Hester, how does she know that Beast, and why does he want to kill you? Hester tells, this monster whom I call Shrike, he was my savior when I was child. I had no support when my mother was killed by Valentine, and I was found by Shrike who fostered me, and he takes care of me. But I mostly remain dejected, so noticing my sadness, Shrike promised to transform me like him, so that I will lost my all memories and become feelingless, so Hester promises him for it. But when she knows that Valentine is alive and about his location, then she escapes from Shrike, intending to kill him. So this is the reason Hester had run from Shrike. But due to breaking her promise with Shrike, he wants to give her punishment by killing her. We see London City again, that was moving in undetermined direction. When Valentine's senior officer knows about it, he comes to meet him in church, and says, how can you do it without my permission? Valentine Sr. notices the working of that secret weapon. It is not something else but the Medusa weapon. This project caused the destruction of the world many years ago, and Valentine had remade this weapon. Valentine kills his senior officer, and Valentine's daughter and Tom's friend were observing all these happening. It means Valentine's reality has been exposed before his daughter. On the other side, Anna Fong reaches on airport landing her airship, and she meets her companions and introduces Hester and Tom to them. They know that London City is approaching to them with a high speed, and Anna Fong tells Valentine has Medusa's system. He can only be stopped if this system is crashed, but no solution seems to be found. Memorizing her past, Hester Shaw tells Valentine and her mother were good friends. Both were professional scientists, but when her mother invented the machine which could control Medusa, Valentine became opportunistic and killed her mother, so that he may have that machine, and gets the control over power of Medusa. Now there was only solution to have crash drive in order to crash that system, but no one knows yet, where is that drive? Meanwhile, Shrike also arrives there and destroying the airport. All soldiers try to kill him but nothing affects on him. Shrike also catches Tom. He is about to kill him, but Hester requests it by saying, don't kill, I love him. When Shrike sees tears in her eyes, it leaves Tom. Because Shrike never wanted to make Hester cry due to any of his deed, Shrike got badly damaged due to battling with soldiers. Before his death, he gives a locket to Hester, and tells her, when you met me this locket was around your neck, I kept it safe. Now Shrike was dead and now, all leave airport sitting in their airship. They reach a city named Sarong where people were living with traditional life. Now we again see Valentine who announces among his people, as they will destroy the wall of Sarong. Now destroying that wall, we will capture Sarong, we will get food, fuel, and living place there. Anna takes order from governor of Sarong, as we have to attack on London City before it become too late. Governor allows her. Sarong Air Force and Army is ready for attack. Hester was seeing his mother's given locket. As she opens it, she finds the same crash drive which can help to disable Medusa. She informs about it to Tom. On the other side, Valentine attacks on them with Medusa. This attack damages the entire wall and destroys all airplanes near to it. Tom, Hester and Anna goes with that crash drive to London. On the way there many soldiers are killed and many airships are crashed. At last, they reach in London City. Here Anna and Valentine's fight got started. Due to this, Hester gets a chance to use that crash drive. Hester comes in that church where Medusa was being recharged, because he had to attack once more. And after a great struggle, Hester crashes the Medusa, by using her mother's given crash drive. On the other side, Anna Fong is badly wounded and at last she reaches to death. Coming out of the church, Valentine finds his daughter. He says to her we should run away, but now his daughter knew his reality. and she says to him, "I do not want to go with a killer." Suddenly Hester comes on his way to avenge, but Valentine exposes a reality before her, by saying to Hester, "You are my daughter, your mother had intimacy with me." Either Valentine was saying this to distract Hester or it may be true. Hester gets shocked knowing it. On the other side, Valentine's daughter goes to the control room of London City, because their city was making its way to that wall, where there were still people alive. She wants to stop it but all control systems were damaged, and she takes the help of Tom. He was sitting in his airship, then he hits upon an idea, and destroys the power source of London City. It means the same furnace from where London City was getting power to move ahead. He destroys it completely. Tom observes Valentine and Hester were still fighting. Tom comes to them for saving Hester, and during this Valentine falls down there. But when he observes that where he had fallen, London City is exactly over his head, he closes his eyes and London City crushes him. Valentine meets his fate and here City is also stopped. The survivors of London City requests for shelter from Sarong. Sarong's governor greets them, while Tom and Hester embrace each other. The story of this movie ends here. I hope that you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.